Gentlelady from Arizona, Ms. McSally.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you all for your patience, and Director Rasmussen, thanks for your service. I too agree that our country's safer because of your service. Many vulnerabilities have been talked about today that radical Islamist terrorists can use and have used in order to hurt America, attack us and our citizens and our way of life. And you and all the people on your teams are out there every single day on the front lines keeping us safe. One of those vulnerabilities was just used 30 days ago when Sayfullo Saipov killed 8 people and injured dozens in New York City on the bike path. And he came from Uzbekistan and came through the visa lottery program. For those who are not familiar, this was created in 1995 specifically to help Irish immigrants. And since 2007, it's estimated 29,000 people from countries that sponsor terrorism, Syria, Sudan, Iran, have actually used this program to come to America. No other country that admits immigrants like we do, 1 million a year, we are an immigrant-friendly country, has their visas handed out by chance, not no other, but many others, like Canada, Australia, Austria, the UK. They don't have a program like this. By chance and lottery, people can gain access to come into our country. So my question, Acting Secretary Duke, is if he had come to the United States today versus 10 years ago, what checks would he have encountered? How would it be different from the process he went through 10 years ago? And would the fact that he came from a country that has a history of terrorism impacted that?
Yes, it would have. We also see that the diversity program is ripe for fraud. Today it would be better, but we still agree with your sentiments on it isn't the best use of our immigration system. What would be different is we have biographics, we have the ability to search social media and those type of things, but it is still one that would introduce risk.
So I recently introduced legislation to eliminate the lottery, convert a portion of them to merit-based, which I believe is the right thing to do. President Trump has called for the elimination of this program. Acting Secretary Duke, do you agree with the elimination of this program?
Yes, I support that.
Great, thank you. I do want to change gears on another topic that is deeply troubling to me, and I know we're in an unclassified setting, but this is the MAVNI program. And this is a program where non-green card holders, which traditionally we allow green card holders to serve in the military, but non-green card holders, starting in 2008, were allowed to start serving. And it was supposed to be in specific critical career fields, like languages and other things, to boost our national security. Unfortunately, I'm on the Armed Services Committee, and so we've gotten multiple classified briefings on this, and I know we can't speak in great detail in this setting, but unfortunately it looks like the Army basically used this to meet its recruiting goals well beyond the intent, and many of these individuals were not vetted properly, and many come from countries that are our adversaries with very sophisticated foreign intelligence operations, getting a fast track to citizenship in basic training before any vetting went on. I am deeply concerned about the impacts. Now, I'm sure there's many good people that are served our country through this program, but the potential and the vulnerabilities have caused the DoD to halt this program. I'm so concerned about the implications of those who were already in it and the fact that they were not vetted, and now they're U.S. citizens, so they clearly have constitutional rights. So I just would like to hear all of your thoughts on whether you're aware of this program and what are we doing now to mitigate any of these vulnerabilities and these threats for those that have already been through it because of the buffoonery of what happened that is potentially impacting our national security.
I am aware of the program and that it is suspended. DHS and I believe we have to vet every individual. We believe in a legal immigration system, but have to balance security and make sure we vet all persons coming into the United States permanently or temporarily.
Director Wray, in your counterintelligence role, is there any part that you're playing right now, even to try and mitigate and address these threats, potential threats?
Well, we try to investigate wherever we can, and we get intelligence about people of the sort you're describing and try to pursue those and share that information working with our fellow colleagues in the interagency.
So I'd like to maybe follow up in a classified setting with you as to whether there's any open investigations specifically related to this issue. And I do want to ask, Mr. Chairman, to insert into the record, we did write a letter together to USCIS, and we've got the response here. I'd like to put that in the record on this issue.
Without objection, so ordered.
Director Rasmussen, any comments?
The only thing I'd add is I was not aware of this particular vulnerability. One thing that I think might contribute to identifying potential sources of concern about in this population is, depending on their status, some individuals now are subject to recurrent vetting that goes on long after they have been through the initial admission process. That changes obviously when they gain status as a citizen for the reasons you suggest, but it could mean that some members of this population are still subject to some vetting process.
Thanks. And I'm over my time, but I would like to follow up in a classified setting with all of you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And let me just say, I echo the gentlelady from Arizona's concerns. I'm glad to hear this program is suspended. I met with the director of USCIS yesterday and encouraged him to get the classified briefing on this program. With that, Chair recognizes the gentleman from Wisconsin, Mr. Gallagher.